Pick a card for those in heartbreak. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you at your reading. Hi friends, my name is Crystal with Psychic MD, and I'm here to do another pick a card. The intention of this pick a card is going to be your heart. Sounds like a really broad subject, and it is. But this is going to be designed to encourage you and give you hope if you've been stuck in a rut or feeling helpless, hopeless, struggling with anything that doesn't make sense to you, or you don't see a way out. This is for people who are suffering through losses. And once again, we are not a medical professional in that way. So if you need resources, please do reach out. There are definitely a lot of them for you. And without further ado, this is going to be pile number 1. We have pile number 2. And we have pile number 3. I will see you at your reading. Hi, pile number 1. My name is Crystal with Psychic MD, and I'm here to do your reading. So you chose the Death card, and this is one of my all-time favorites. And of course, rest assured, most of you guys know this doesn't mean a physical death. It could be, but if it is, that has already happened. Okay. So I'm looking at this, and it appears like she's not at all concerned with the external. It is about the internal. And with death comes rebirth or birth. It's a transitional card. And we have another, we have evidence. We have evidence of more transition going on in your life. And I feel like you're going to start bearing the fruits of those transitions. I'm looking at the grapes over here, what appears to be a little cluster of grapes. But whatever this transpired, I feel like you could have maybe lost everything, or feel like emotionally you've lost everything. Some people, could be struggling with health problems, health issues, or you're about to embark on a new way of life that is completely unfamiliar. And I heard destroying everything, but leaving behind everything that you once knew. And I have to show you this because it came out in the pre-shuffle, okay? This is from the Magic of You Oracle. I thought this would be appropriate. And the intent right here, by the way, is to get a foundation of what transpired a little bit more in depth, so you know that this is your pile. And if it doesn't vibe with you, it doesn't sound accurate, then go ahead and choose another, or you can, do whatever you want. You're grown. But I have here doable. The key is within your grasp. So you might be feeling like it is incredibly, like you can't function. Some of you guys are having a hard time getting out of bed. Some of you guys just don't see a way out of this transition. It's, and the way to a better place is going to be the way through it. You have to figure out how to get through this door. And a lot of us, a lot of us don't like change. So you could be fighting change, or maybe making a breakthrough, because there's actually a hand reaching through the door, trying to reach that key. So maybe you've been feeling like penned in, hemmed in, controlled, or trapped in some way, because it's like somebody on the other side trying to grab a hold of a key. Okay, now if you did have recently somebody who crossed over, then my condolences. I don't feel like there's ever really any words to help with that situation. But I'm gonna say, if that is your story, then I do feel like your loved one on the other side is really trying to give you a key. Okay, and so it's gonna be very important to allow yourself time to grieve, time to mourn, time to really acknowledge what was before, and in a way, like pay tribute to it. Okay. I think that we live in a society where, like, okay, pick yourself up by your boots or pull your panties up or whatever the saying goes, but really you're a human being and not a human doing. It's going to be very important that you kind of try to work through the emotional parts of things as much as you can. Yeah. And that will help you kind of work through it, I feel like, a little bit easier, a little bit freer, if there is such a way. Now, I know that now probably, as you find this reading, is not a time where you can see any optimism in it. And that's why hopefully I'm here, pile number 1. So, you know, to lend maybe a little bit of hope or a little bit of distraction, whatever is good. Now I have, bottom of the deck once again, protection, set personal boundaries. So look at her back, it's all spiny, and her face is covered, and indeed, like, everything else is covered. It's almost like there is a veil. So maybe perhaps you're escaping a situation, a controlling relationship, or a situationship where you really felt like you couldn't be yourself, and now it is a time for you to go into hiding or shield yourself and shield your intentions or what it is that you are doing, so that you can actually experience freedom and be able to make, like, your personal choices and things like that. Now, you know, there are a lot of programs out there if you're escaping, you know, like a DV situation, domestic violence situation. There are resources and things that you can actually call, and they will help you with those. And if that's your case, then wow, I mean, what could I say about that? But I do want to say that, yeah, it's going to be important to set your boundaries, to know them clearly, and to really even kind of weigh them out and think, well, is this something I can execute? Is this something that's plausible? Or is this simply pie in the sky in a list of things that I really can't attain? And I want to say that if it's feeling that way right now, maybe you should work through, you know, your boundaries one at a time, because it is definitely doable. You're being given already out of the gate the encouragement that you have the key, that, you know, a lot of the light that we have right here, I feel like this is like a nod to the past. And I feel like the way to work through this situation is look at the patterns of the past, or what you learned from the past, because everything I believe in life is kind of a learning moment. What they call a teaching moment. I always think, well, can you ask me first before I want to learn that lesson? But that hasn't happened yet. Anyways, oh no, the glare. Stop. Okay. So I'm going to say that, you know, these are really, really heavy energies, and you need all the support that you can get. But I would even write down, like, the list of personal boundaries. And if you don't know what that looks like, if you've been in a situation where you were, like, controlled, or you had, like, no right to have your own mind, your own opinions, or your own personal space, or you had somebody who was invasive, constantly entitled to be in your space, then this is going to be very challenging for you. And it could be a total win. Like, freedom can be a win, but it could be a total loss from what you knew before. And even that could be painful. I don't know. There's just many dualistic factors in this anyways. But let's see what else we can get. I'm going to go ahead and use the Haunted House Tarot for a little bit more energy as to what transpired before. Because I definitely feel like there was a lot of control issues, dogma, you know, things that regardless of what you expressed, it didn't make a difference. And look, this is the bottom of this deck. I'm using the Haunted House Tarot. And I'm going to say that whatever transpired here, like this, you know, ending, and I feel like your heart was just rendered helpless, hopeless, just completely kaput. There is the promise of the rainbow, right? That this will never happen again, and that's horribly paraphrased, but I'm going to say that in this situation, I feel like you kind of, even in being kept locked up, and for a couple of you, this could be even a situation where you were locked up. I don't know your life, but, you know, that there was nothing that you could have done. And I also feel like someone tried to not only trap you, control you. I heard the word mastermind, manipulate, but also I feel like what they have been saying about you, and in the past, what they did say about you and to you, a lot of it was not true, by the way. So, and you know this, but I feel like there might be a fear of, oh my gosh, you do other people know that that's just not true, you know? And I'm going to say to that we can't control what people think about us. The only thing we can control is ourselves. And I do feel like eventually the proof is in the pudding. If this person is a great controller, the mastermind, they have not only done it with you, it is habitual. This is somebody who thrives off of power, off of putting up gates and putting up doors, and giving the illusion that their way is the only way. So, you know, this could be a faction, this could be a family situation, this could be a lover, a frenemy, whatever the case may be. But if at all possible, you know, I mean, definitely go through the mourning process. But I want to tell you that, you know, whatever lies that have been told about you, especially this is vibration number 10, which reduces to a 1. This is an ending, and this is all over. But this person is known for their actions. They are known for being dualistic, for speaking with a forked tongue, for masterminding, trying to control, manipulate the situation. Also, I hear the word victimhood. So this person can be somebody who also likes to play the victim and paint you as the bad guy, when really, I mean, this door is nothing to play around with, okay? So I feel like maybe you could have had to have punched through this door in order to attain freedom or whatever that is, personal power, but the key is right within grasp. So do know that this period of time and how you're feeling right now is coming to an end as well. And so with protection, you know, especially if this person is in your life or you have to co-parent with them or they're a family member or a frenemy, that might be a whole different situation. But if you have, you know, coworker, I don't know your case, but if this is a person that still needs to be in your life for whatever reason, then you definitely need to set boundaries and lock them up tight once you get that key, because they will try to weasel, bamboozle, and navigate and manipulate and strategize against you. And, you know, you would think that people get tired of kind of plotting and doing all that, but, you know, they don't. They just don't. So this is the Ace of Swords. I feel like finally you have clarity. And with the 10 of Swords and the number Ace, you like that? The number 1 right here, then I'm getting, you could be seeing the number 11. 1111 could be important to you. Spirit wants to reassure you when it comes to matters of your heart, like whatever it is that you want. I feel like you have been stripped down, right, from the ground up. I mean, this could be total devastation, even an identity crisis of who am I, that kind of a thing. But I feel like even in that, Spirit is acknowledging that you have a very pure heart, like you're wishing upon a star. And it may seem like this wish, this desire is so out there. Like, how can you ever figure out who you are? How can you start all over again when all of this happened? How could you ever trust again? That might be a really big one for some of you guys. But Spirit's saying this is doable, and your desire is not unwarranted. I mean, you have a lot going for you, and there is definitely a lot of hope. So I'm going to say chin up, because she has her chin up, right? Keep the faith. You have clarity right now. And those are all things that eventually can turn into tools in order to help you navigate the situation, but also to navigate future encounters, should we say, or future threats, or, you know, you're not repeating this cycle, by the way. So with the protection, and look at all the purity she has. She's, for me, all white is like purity, but I feel like also you could be very close to the veil, close to loved ones on the other side as well. You can hear or see them or smell them. Yeah, if that is your narrative, then only take that. But if not, of course, you know, take what resonates and leave the rest. And I'm going to say from here on out, you are in the energy of the Magician. So you, pile number 1, rest assured, have all the tools you need to really make it out of this situation. And not only attain this key, but I feel like you're going to be somebody to offer this key to other people. You're going to say, well, I broke out of this situation and I did it. And this is how I did it. And this is what gave me help. And this is what gave me hope. So I'm hearing the words beyond devastation, okay? So with this, I see that you have the emotional capacity, the emotional intelligence to be able to navigate this situation. It is doable for you, pile number one. And you have the fire within you, even if you don't see it right now, to be able to have the oomph to get through it as well. And you have the sword, which is your intelligence and your ability to strategize and speak your truth and your communication style. So you have that going for you as well. But you also have the pentacle available to you. And you know what to put your time and energy into. You're not going to, I heard, don't suffer fools easily. And you're just not going to be messing with people that, number one, aren't on your level. I'm looking at the border right here. That's really nebulous. Yeah, and it could feel like you are on unsure ground. Like look at right behind him. Everything is solid. It's like, well, this is solid, but now I have this void, okay? So some of you guys in your heart might be like really emotional and feeling like this void, like you could never get anything back. It is a great vacuum that it's almost like your heart has been kind of like left exposed in many ways, like this first picture, right? And with that exposure, I mean, you're getting air, everybody can see it. There's no hiding it. There's no kind of taping it up type of thing. You have to actually deal with it. And that's why I feel like the best way to do it is to go through it. And at this point, I would say, like, you know, therapy, and seeking a professional help is going to really help you to guide you, even if you're only able to see them like once every 2 weeks, or, you know, you can develop a plan with therapists. And I think they have like text as well. I don't know, but there's a lot out there that can help you as well. But you, pile number one, have all the tools to make this happen. And you might be thinking, the only thing that I can stand solid on is the past. This is the only way I know how to navigate life, how to walk even. But because there's this like the great unknown and this vast void, I feel like maybe you're feeling a lot of fear currently. And I just want to reassure you, because you have been given the card that's doable with the number 4. Also, the number 4 is about stability. This is about foundation. This is also about authority. This is what you have learned. This is what you're going to build upon in the future and moving on forward, right? And this great vast void right here, the darkness, is only because you haven't quite decided how you're going to build, how you're going to move in life, how you're going to move forward. And this is totally open for you to manifest and build, you know, with spirit as well. So I'm going to say, don't be too afraid of that. You know, move with baby steps, little steps, and have confidence that there are people behind you, you know, wishing you the best and encouraging you and sending you really good vibes. I'm giving you a really big old hug if that's how you're feeling. But with this great void, I feel like it is actually a great promise, because now you have a clean slate to begin anew with something, right? And I feel like everything is going to be new. Let us look at these cards. I'm going to be using Believe in Your Own Magic Oracle deck. What encouragement can pile number 1 use? What do they need to know right now in order for them to feel like they can progress? This is doable. This is a solid foundation. Moving forward is a great thing. Okay, the Jumper card. It is time to relax and unplug for a spell. So maybe yoga can be a very important thing for you right now. It can be very beneficial and helpful. With the Tower, we know that actually might have a connection to pile number 2. But with the Tower, I'm going to say that your old foundations are crumbling. Things are leaving. Things that were not meant for you in the long haul and for long term. The number 3, I feel like this is collaboration. This is a collaboration of your higher self with spirit, and even with the 3D energies, that, you know, you don't belong in a situation that is built on a faulty foundation. Why? Because you are dearly loved and taken care of and looked after. And so this was just but a moment, even if it's been your whole life, when you compare it to like eternity, or you compare it to the rest of your life, you know, I mean, I think that you have many, many more good times coming. And even this, Tower that was built on a faulty foundation, I would kind of, since you're thinking and ruminating on this, I would say, you know, go ahead and think about the times also where you felt like it was a shaky foundation. You felt insecure. You felt like, okay, you had to do everything according to this person's MO, or according to what the church told you, or according to your, husband, loved one, family member, whatever the case may be, or you would not be accepted or loved. And it seemed very, very faulty and one-sided. So I would even kind of write down a list of like 3 major things that you had felt during that time that left your foundation shaky. It could be things like disapproval. They disapproved of you. If you were to express something different, or that, or it could be that you were also mocked. That's happened to me. And yeah, so it could be, a lot of different things that you could probably jot down that really made it a faulty foundation. And that will be something to help you to remember that no matter how shaky each forward step feels, it's going to be so much more solid than where you came from, because that edifice is crumbled. And so there's nothing really behind you but ruins, basically. And hard to believe, but it is for the best of you. So let's see what else pile number 1 needs to know, please. Pile number 1, 2 more cards. Storm. Every hurricane comes to an end. Yes. With the number 44, again, this is like the Emperor being echoed once again. And know that you might be stepping in the water and things like that. And, it's weird because I can't help but think of current events now, which is, oh my gosh, Burning Man. 2023, these are timeless, but whenever, that's when I'm shooting at. And all of those people got stuck in the mud, and that clay actually, they can get trench foot. I think they're calling it something different now, but basically that mud is working up to, it's like a clay, it turns into clay, and it sucks out all of the moisture from the feet, so you can have like cracked feet, not for life, but all of this, every storm comes to an end. So they're at the point right now where they're still like hoping to be rescued and being told, yeah, kind of like conserve your resources and we can't help you type of thing. But I digress. Anyways, you could be feeling that way too. You're like, there is no help coming for me. And, I feel that. When I hear that, I definitely feel that, because there is no one to rescue you. It's going to be you to rescue you. But you have all of the power and the energy behind you. One thing to stay focused on is your solar plexus, what gives you joy. Do more of that, because that will help offset and balance, and also give you a firm foundation. And right here, some of you guys have, gosh, this is a really heavy reading. I always think I'm just going to go in for like an encouragement or this, and it just winds up being super heavy. Pile number 1, I feel like when you do get some firm ground under you, I think that you're going to start a revolution. And this could be like the Me Too movement. This could be exposing, people like Epstein, and exposing people like the elites and what's really going on. Any of those, but it could be chapters in your community that really focus on helping domestic violence survivors, or, veterans, any of those things. So any humanitarian things, I feel like you're going to have the strength to be able to stand up, because what you don't realize right now is that you do have a revolution next to you. And this is a new way of doing things, a new way of thinking and bonding together in order to be a powerful voice in your community. And, I feel like this is even going to be that you'll be a powerful voice for your family and many generations to come as well. So whatever it is that you are in the middle of, wow. But I'm going to say that you are extremely powerful. Even with the sign right here, I feel like you don't really know, like even asking, well, how would I, I can't even, get over this pain or whatever. But I feel like that sign is blank. And granted, she's facing the opposite way, but we can't see the sign that she's holding, because that part is left, it's yet to be written on. Whatever her signage says is up to you to write, okay? So, what else do we have? I'd like one of these cards, please, for pile 1. Just trying to make this not like super long, but here we are. I am so disconnected is your trigger statement. Anti-aging, hey, sign me up. True statement, everything is connected. It will be beneficial for you to spend time in quiet contemplation. You need to reflect within to find the answers you seek. Yeah. So all of this, you know, we live in a world, an era and age where we are on our phones 24/7. We are scrolling 24/7. It's easy to swipe right, swipe left. It's easy to hit like. I mean, all of those things, and we are so distracted. Our attention span, and cleverly, I feel, manipulated. Our attention span is like that of a gnat. It's like, oh, wow, this is, oh, squirrel, you know, and it's automatically gone. So try not to get yourself distracted, because that is a form of medicating, and I get it, and I do it too. But just be a little bit more mindful. I think slow breathing is going to help you. Some breath work, some light yoga, that would really help as well. Yep, and your next statement, grounding. So get your roots in, you know, get your feet into some grass if you can. If not, touch a tree, hug a tree, have plants around you. Because the trigger statement is, I'm somewhere else, and your mind wants to fly. And I'm one of those, like, escapists, you know. I just go in my brain, and I'm just not here, not available. But, you know, the true statement is right here, now, everything is perfect. Allow your energy to shift to the material plane where it is needed to help you complete what you have set out to do. I feel like this is my pile too. Right? Let's just get one more just to balance out the energy. What is that? Aboravate? Yep, that's the word. Why are things such a struggle is your trigger statement. And the true statement, I am in the flow. Take a breath, dear one, and allow yourself to feel the flow of life through you. Release your need to do and just be. Wow, that is so powerful. I hope that really helped you, even in spite of the fact that I can't pronounce it. So yeah, pile number one, if you're liking this reading, please do give me a like, share, comment, subscribe. And I hope that this has been a little bit of an acknowledgement that, you know, I see you, people see you, and you are divinely supported. I'm sending you a lot of love, a lot of healing. If you resonate with this, do give me a like, share, comment, subscribe, and or let me know what you'd like to see next time. Much love to you and healing. Namaste. Hi, Pal 2. My name is Crystal with Psychic MD. If you missed the intro. Pal number 2. If you chose this incredibly beautiful tower, then this message is for you. For those of you repeat offenders, thank you so much for stopping back. And for those of you that are new to my channel, thank you, thank you. A very warm welcome. I hope that people find this place a safe and healing place to be. Pile number 2. You have the tower, and it's, I mean, it's almost like a picture a picture is worth 1,000 words or something to that effect, right? Maybe I should have shut off that light. There you go. But I look at this person, and it's almost like this person coming out of a grave, and they are just hugging and holding and trying to even want to tape together this tower that's crumbling and falling apart. And there is nothing, but it's almost like a volcano, and it's a tower built on top of a volcano, and that's where she's emerging from. And I think that what's keeping you in this energy, first of all, is that there's a lot of sentimentality. There is even the fact that she's naked here. I feel like that's saying, well, I have absolutely nothing if I don't have this, and ugliness or pain or memories from the past are better than nothing at all. It's better than being naked. Now, her hair is part of the smoke thing, if you can see. And I feel like that's saying, because to me, like, hair is an extension of your spirituality. A lot of cultures it can be anyways. And I feel like, you know, they say that the hair is the antenna to the other side, to spirit, a way to connect, communicate, and get your downloads. Now, I'm going to say that you might be feeling like you are not getting absolutely anything from the other side, that everything is in the process of crumbling. This could be a marriage going to HELL. I don't know why I spelled it out. This could be marriage dissolving, or a partner that has passed, or a parent, or a loved one. This could be like your whole world just crumbling. This could also be for some, I mean, not everybody, maybe one of you, that you found out that you were adopted, and all of a sudden everything just came crashing down. And the pieces of the puzzles fit, and it's like, wow, that makes sense because XYZ. Maybe I don't look like my siblings. Maybe I always felt like there was a little bit of a strain here with one parent, or maybe there was an undercurrent that I couldn't put my finger on that I was really encouraged not to even ask about. But whatever the case may be, I feel like there's a lot of sentimentality to this, and you might have a lot of keepsakes to remind you of that. And it's almost like having a raw wound, you know, and when it starts healing, you kind of like pick the scab. That's like a horrible analogy. You're welcome. Sorry about that. But yeah, let's see a little bit more about this. Might have to, oh, hi. Epiphany. I was going to say I might have to bust out with the book because I don't know all of these. Reveal your gifts with the number 6. Interesting. Yeah, and look at this. It's like she has been cut open. And this reminds me of the places where, I think it's China. Is it China? Well, anyways, it's basically a mindset that anything that's kind of broken, you know, a broken dish or a cup and things like that, get special honor because they kind of seal the broken place, not seal, but kind of outline it with gold. So that might be something, just an acknowledgement to say, like, I see your wounds, I see your brokenness, and because of that, you will be exalted. I feel like you're going to be held in high honor because of that, because of those wounds. And simply because people cannot see physical wounds doesn't mean that we're not walking around wounded, right? If you have any ailments and things like that, like autoimmune or chronic fatigue, or, you know, where people are like, oh yeah, they gloss over you. Well, you seem fine. You're great, you know, and they want to dismiss or undermine or downplay anything that you are undergoing, then I see you. I just want to say that first of all. And even with that being said, it's like she's got a bunch of like branches and leaves covering her eyes, almost like a, you know, like a mask. And it could be that you just don't really see not only a way out of it, but you're like, just focus on, let me fix this. And it pains me to not be able to fix this. Now, another current event, whenever you're watching this, you know, this could be a reference to what transpired in Hawaii. And maybe you're somebody who like lost your home and loved ones and livelihood, and you know, I don't know. And I heard the word hope, but it could be a similar situation. And if that's the case, once again, there are no words that anybody can express like the magnitude of that. So my heart definitely goes out to you. I'm gonna say that what you can't see right now is a light behind all of this. Yeah, it's a light, like as the debris is falling, there is light, there is a rebirth, there is something to help you, which the magic you seek is inside you. Let it flow. Very interesting. You could be somebody who's very connected to the moon cycles. I know we just had like a blue moon a little while ago, and that was really, really powerful. I thought it's probably one of the first times that I felt like, wow, this moon is kicking my butt, really. And I'm, you know, very connected to the cycles as well. But I feel like that one just gave me a whopping. And I had a hard time recovering from it. So the moon cycles could be something for you. Also, I'm looking at the hands right over here. And you could be somebody who is really like a great manifester, or you pray a lot and you pray a lot. I also look at the bird right here. I feel like people could look to you in regards to like freedom, or how to fly, or how to do things, and you're kind of like, well, I don't even know, you know, like your mouth is silent and you're going through, yeah, you could be undergoing like a dark night of the soul at this point in time. And I'm just gonna say, like, just because people like see somebody as a healer or a guru or a therapist, I feel like people have really unrealistic expectations of people like us. And I'm not calling myself any of those. I'm just a reader. But I'm going to say that people tend to look at you like, well, you have all the answers. You should know this. Well, you should not go through, tough times, or it's almost like you get a banner saying I mastered life and I never go through hardship, which is really unrealistic because, we're human, right? But some people could even see you as being a witch because of the magic that you hold within you. And I feel like that is a nod back to the first card. I want to get a little bit more about what transpired here, and I'm going to be using the Haunted House Tarot. So for pile number two, for these cards here, show me a little bit about what transpired and why we are here, please. For pile number two, I want 2 cards. Oh, I guess I'm getting more. Okay, this one came out in the first pile. You might be coming from pile number 1. But yeah, this is utter betrayal. This is rendered. This is I can't move. This is also like when things freshly dissolve, it is normal to just be like, wow, and be in shock, even though the tower is something that is built on something faulty, okay? And maybe perhaps you weren't even aware of it. Maybe you were not privy to certain truths, certain facts about things. And now I feel like you're looking at things completely different, and it's okay just to be rendered because it is your life, and who cares what other people think. Now, I have here the 3 of Cups with the celebration. But I see that, you might be seeing people and life goes on, I heard. And life goes on, like the wheel keeps turning and life keeps moving. And sometimes that I've felt in my life, it's like, can we just pause? Like, I don't want the world to turn. I don't want anything. I just want to breathe. And maybe you might be feeling like that's what you need at this point in time. And you wonder when people are carrying on and laughing, it just seems so foreign to you because you are submerged under all this water. I feel like with the white dress, it almost feels like a wedding dress, which alludes to like something that was like sacred or that you held dear. Could be family dynamics, could be a marriage. It could be an institution, whatever the case may be. But I feel like at a certain point, okay, this is going to be a side note for one or 2 people. I feel like you got to the top, whatever the top means to you, the top in your career, the top in your field, the top in whatever. And all of a sudden you realize that it wasn't at all what you thought it was, okay? And this could be corruption that you weren't aware of. This could be things that are, I heard, masterminded or... how do I say this? I'm not sure. I'm just going to say this could be basically events that were pre-planned and executed, but you have no idea, and then you get to a certain place in life and then you figure it out and you're like, wow, and your mind is blown. And then you think, how could I ever be happy or celebrate? Like your heart is just kind of crushed and everything is dissolving because it was something that gave you like joy and security. And I heard partnership. Yeah, so any of these and all of these could be something that you're struggling with. But right now you are being drowned by your own emotion. And I feel like what is keeping you in this position is being married to that idea, being married to the idea of being, partnered, or your job, or, this is like law enforcement. And if you find out that, some people in your industry are dirty, or this is extreme, yes, I know, but people like planting evidence, like I had no idea that that was a real thing. I thought that was just people, talking nonsense. And then you come to find out that you're like not the people that mentored you, not the people that you admired, not the people that you upheld, things like that. Yeah, so woo-wee, bottom of the deck here. I almost didn't take it, but we're here. Pile number 2. I should have known this was not going to be a light thing at all. We have another tower right here. And it's like everything is just falling apart. I feel like, okay, for some of you guys, for a lot of you guys, I feel like what you're undergoing, what you're experiencing right now is a great awakening. And I feel like you want to put your hands up to your ears. You're like, I don't want to hear anymore. And this could be things like everything. Okay, you could be somebody who is considered like a conspiracy theorist. You could be somebody who is just now checking on things that we were taught from long ago, only to find out that it was mostly BS. And it was mostly ways to like control the population, things like that. And if you know, you know. And how I'm going to reference that, I guess, is, you know, well, that special color blue that the houses were painted in Hawaii, and you know, and the cars that were blue happened to be that shade, and how they were not affected by the fires. But things like this, how cloud seeding works, how that's been a thing for years and years and years, and even how the government has said, okay, this is, you know, pure fabrication of people who are paranoid and people that are mentally delusional and things like that. And yet come to find out, when you just scratch beneath the surface a hair, ask maybe 5 questions, and you're like, damn, you guys are liars. You know, so I think that, you know, it's so much easier for us to live in bliss and ignorance and be like, oh, wow, you know, this is a solid establishment. It's been here forever, and our parents believed this, and we upheld it, and we, you know, we're doing good by this. And it's not to say that they're not good people there, but I feel like you could be one of those good people that was trapped in a situation. And now perhaps you have to decide, am I going to continue with government programs such as like the CIA or the FBI or the police or sheriff department or whatever your deal is. And I feel like maybe you have even personally seen things that you weren't designed or meant to see that has really kind of like blown your mind. So again, that's going to be for a couple of you. The rest of you guys, the more that you dig within your internal and your specific situation, the more you uncover, and the more you're like, I cannot believe that my whole life has been a lie. And I feel that for you. Whew. I'm going to say that with this water, there's a lot of green. I feel like what is being open and exposed right now is your heart. Actually, my intention was to really read about your heart, because I kept getting that message. And I have here, bottom of the deck, I have the death card, okay? Nope, I'm a liar. Hold on. This is the hangman, sorry. Yeah, so this has caused like you to really look at everything differently. You could even be having a crisis, like a mental health crisis, or afraid that you're going to have one, because you're like, oh my gosh, if this isn't true and this isn't true and this is a lie, then what exactly is true? What have I built on? What have I been doing my whole life? What have I been supporting? And everyone else continues to drink, eat, drink, and be merry, and be completely unaware. So you could be somebody who has gone through, gone down the rabbit hole, or you're about to go down the rabbit hole. And I feel like this is, again, for most of you, a great awakening. And that awakening is not easy. It is painful. It is, I hate the word uncomfortable, but yeah, I mean, you're going to be pretty soon looking at things from a different perspective, so that you could really gain your solid footing once again. Bottom of the deck, excuse me, 3 of Pentacles. Woo, okay. So I'm going to say that during this thing, and I feel like a lot of you guys might be in a crisis right now. Whew, heavy energy. I'm going to say that even here, she's wearing that white dress. And it's like, I was totally innocent. I had no idea. I really believed in this cause. And come to find out that this cause is a front for SA trafficking, or this cause is, you know, really supporting something else or whatever. And, or you found out, for example, that the schools that, you know, Oprah had a whole different agenda than you thought. I mean, it could be any of those things. Apply it as you see fit in your own life. But whatever this thing is, you're at the bottom of the rubble, you know, or about to be. And you're at a point where you're like shielding yourself, and you're like, I don't know what to believe. I'm trying to think things through. And you could have people like trying to kind of like help you. I feel like this person in blue is expressing, look, I really want to help you. And it could be somebody saying, hey, take my hand. I've been through this dark night of the soul thing. And it is difficult, and your family and friends and everybody will think that you might be crazy, that you are going through some serious mental health thing, and you might be starting to agree with that. But I feel like you have somebody who will vocalize, hey, you know, you are not alone. I'm, for one, vocalizing to you, you're not alone. You know, and if it's a mental health thing, definitely get the help. But also, if you're going down the rabbit hole and you're like, what in the world is going on here? and that has really shaken your foundation massive way, then I'm here to say that that would be me extending my hand to you and my voice to you in hopes that you could really know that there are other people out here that have undergone this, and it is shocking and stunning and painful. But I do want to say that you have a lot of people here extending hands to want to help you. Now, this person right here, I'm going to say she almost looks like a prisoner, the way she's holding her hands. And I don't know if that was like deliberate, but this could be different people extending their hand and you don't know who to trust. One person's like, yeah, you know, this, I've been through this too, and it appears like a midlife crisis or some kind of, you know, crisis, and I don't know, I didn't know what to do, but this is what was really happening, and they can help you through that. But this person is like, oh, drink the Kool-Aid, we're going to be all fine, or hunker down, and it's only 2 weeks and we're great. Yeah, go ahead and cuff me, because that makes, you know, everything easier for everybody, and life will be good, and the government will take care of us, and we're, you know, protected. We're the USA, if that's where you're at. A lot of you guys aren't, but if you look, you know, at different countries and what's happening in our own and things like that, you're noticing that's not really the case, and actually it hasn't been. Anyways, so I feel like somebody who is cuffed from in the 3D who's not awakened yet might be like, oh, just, you know, I mean, everything's fine. Just, you know, grab your, you know, bricks, whatever's left, and you can rebuild. It's great. And this other person's like, yeah, that's not quite how that works. Let me help you. We're going to dust you off. Let me give you some hot chocolate, a hot bath. Let me provide a nice plushy blanket for you, a place to lay your head, and a place where you can maybe grieve and talk things through and emotionally recover. And then we'll start talking about standing up and picking things up and moving forward and how. But for now, let's just take care of you, okay? So you could have people from 2 different camps. And I feel like where you're at's going to be hard to figure out, like which one, but your discernment is going to know which one. If you are suspicious and it's like, gee, that one looks like a prisoner. I mean, like, you might as well put, you know, a jail jumpsuit on her. Do I want to really go with that? That's somebody establishing the current narrative. And this could also look like, hey, you know, your situation isn't too bad. Like a family member saying, oh, they beat you up once. That's, you know, that's not too bad. I mean, you know, they love you. Yeah, that's been said too. So, pile number 2, show me what I need to see for pile 2. Words of encouragement, anything that's going to be helpful, hopeful. Okay. Lavender, no one understands me, is your trigger statement. And there's a need for balance. Your true statement is, I ask for what I need. From a place of love, you need to stand up and speak your truth. What you wish for is what the universe wishes for you. That's so powerful. Because it's easy to get caught up in like what people want for us or how people want us to act. But the thought of like the universe actually wanting what we want for ourselves as well is a little bit foreign. Uplifting, I am powerless, is your trigger warning. Your true statement is, I'm excited to see what the future brings. The future's bright. Enjoy knowing that your optimism today fuels your amazing tomorrow. And it's going to be, you know, obviously very difficult to get to that point, this point, currently, but it is coming. You will have, again, a reason to celebrate, and it will be genuine this time. And from I'm hearing a place of power and a place of balance as well. Your trigger statement, I have no choice. Ooh, that stings because I say that. So it's inspiring. I create my day, my life. It is time to play. Do something different today to shift your routine. Yeah. So again, you're going to look at things from a different perspective, and that puts you in a high vibration automatically, because now you're allowing spirit to communicate with you, to give you healing, to give you also like truths and unveiling things that have been right in front of you, perhaps that you missed or you didn't want to, you know, acknowledge, or whatever the case may be. So we have that for you. Let's see what else is helping you. Pile number 2, if you're liking these kind of readings, do give me a like, share, comment, subscribe. I'm sorry, this is really long. I'm sorry. I am going to be done just shortly. I'm working on like tightening my shit, but it's a progress. Work in progress, right? Oh, okay. So we're doing these 2 right here. Spaceship, don't be afraid to sing, especially when you're feeling like this. I'm like, who can even think of that? But I feel like you are like the unicorn of the ocean. And the ocean, I feel like you're a very, very deep person. And you are even going to be deeper after this experience. I mean, there's no way not to be. Shallowness will have no page in your book from now on. Also, music could be very important to you. Could be very uplifting, very healing. Also, you could be looking at... why is this escaping my brain right now? Those frequency, thank you. Frequency, healing frequency, you can look those up for free on YouTube. You can also start getting into like sacred geometry in order to utilize that for protection, for help, and for support, right? So don't be afraid to sing, and I would think that that is coming. It's just going to be challenging to see it right now. And homeward, take yourself out on a date. Yeah. That's my life. But I feel like, you know, do whatever gives you peace at this time. If you need to walk barefoot into the forest, do that. If you like to garden in your chonies and an apron like my friend does, do that. If you like to paint and not give a cares to, you know, who's around, what's around, do that. Drinking a nice cup of tea, whatever gives you peace right now is something that you need to focus on, and grounding. So I think that's really beautiful. Pile number 2, if this message is resonating so far, please give me a like, share, comment, subscribe, and or leave me a message about what you would like to see in future readings. Clover, release your guilt. Yeah. And some of your guilt could have to do, I'm feeling like left behind. Some people, you know, being left behind, or some people that you really can't, once you undergo like the dark night of the soul, it's not like you're like, oh, hey, come with me. Hey, check this out. Did you know? Or what about this? How is this even possible? There's nothing that you could really do to bring somebody with you. And so that is going to cause like a division between church and state, for lack of a better way of saying it. But you do have comrades. That's an interesting word. You do have, you know, I heard patriots, people that have undergone this that can help you, that will be your new friends and your new support. Feast, slow down, and celebrate yourself. Yeah. Now's the time to celebrate yourself. Anything that has to do with, you know, the web or whatever, you want to minimize that time. Being on YouTube, watching any videos, including mine. I'm just kidding. But I feel like, I don't know, that's interesting how that's upturned. I'm not liking the vibe of that. But yeah, be careful that you're not drinking too much and that you are overindulging, because that can cause you to get into these feelings even more. So what else do we have? One more card. One more card. Lioness, you've earned all your stripes, right? Yeah, look at the mermaid being featured in the back. I think that's a mermaid. But maybe going to the beaches can be really helpful, healing. All the chemicals that are in the sand when it warms up with the sun, I think. I forget what it's called. But anyways, that could be very, very healing to you, your spirit, your soul, a balm for your mind even. So that might be a time for you to actually purge, do a lot of purging, emotional releasing by the ocean. Yeah. So pile number 2, that is what I have for you. Thank you so much. If you stuck with me throughout the whole video, much love to you, much, much healing, and namaste. Hi, pile 3. My name is Crystal, Psychic MD, and I'm here to do your reading. Pile number 3. That one candle's kind of wanting to go out. Interesting. So for those of you that are repeat offenders, thank you so much for stopping back. And for those of you that are new to my channel, welcome, welcome. I hope everybody gets exactly what they came here for. So you chose the 8 of Cups. Pile 3, I feel like there's been a great division, and with this, I feel like you could no longer deny how different you are or how unequally yoked I'm hearing. You know, do not be yoked with people who aren't the same as you or similar as you or going on different paths as you. I feel like you've had or tried to walk on the edge of everything, so you could be a part of like both worlds. You could feel like you're walking in the middle of two worlds, like, you know, your closest friends and family are on one side, and then you have this whole different thing going on the other. And this could be, again, about spiritual awakening. You might be drawn to pile number 2. But I feel like you walked that line for so long, and it is narrow, and it is small, and it is confining, and it doesn't suit anymore, and you're just not happy. And the reason for you or someone else walking away, because somebody's walking away here, is that you have invested time, effort, money, blood, sweat, and tears with 8 of Cups. This is, I've given it everything. I've been methodical. I've been a strategist. I've been you know, giving, because the cups are all about like emotional gratification and giving. And so I measured each and every cup I gave to you if you wanted attention, and this person wanted, you know, words of affirmation. I gave them that, and I gave them money, and I gave them time, and I gave them, and it just seemed like no matter what I gave, there was always a hunger for more. It was never enough. And so that could be you, or that could be the perspective of this person walking away. Whatever it is, I feel like 90% of you guys, I feel like you're walking away from a situation. And this is like the last look. It's almost like the rear view mirror look. I'm all getting tongue-tied. You could have problems articulating like why you want to walk away. People could be really puzzled too, because with this these wands right here, it's almost like you're walking away from a beautiful life and a beautiful this, and things are just hunky-dory, and you have, I heard material gain. You know, and people are like, why are you walking away, for example, in a marriage? Why are you walking away from that marriage? That person gives you, you know, all the material gain that you need, and you have this and you have that, and a 401k, and it's like, yeah, but we're not equally yoked. We don't think the same, or even like there's nothing that I could really share with them. It's not reciprocal. It's transactional, I'm hearing. So this might be like you're expected to kind of take care of like one area in life, and they're expected to maybe be the breadwinner. And yet when you try to meet in the middle, there's no common ground, or there's nothing anymore that is like bringing you together outside of a facade. You know, with the flowers are really beautiful, but if you pluck them, obviously they're gonna die. And then with here, it's almost like a judgment. It's almost like I'm making a line in the sand, and you have to be on this side of it, you know. So somebody could have forced you to make that judgment to the point where you got to walk away, because you have to be true to yourself. And yeah, well, I think about ladybugs and just how they are very gentle, and they're beautiful, and they're so interesting to look at. But also, I think they like land on dead stuff too. I'm not really sure. Anyways, so this is about, you know, reinventing yourself, going after what gives you emotional gratification. You could have somebody on the other side that's crossed over that is really looking after you. I feel like a grandparent. On your mother's side, if she's crossed over, if not, great-great-grandparent. But I definitely feel like that person with their gentleness is kind of like leading the path to your happiness, because this is not it. Now, with these 2 dragonflies here, dragonflies are so interesting to me. There's a lot here where I'm currently at, and they're just like blue. The ones that I've seen here are blue, and they fly really low to the ground, and they're kind of fascinating to observe. And sometimes I'll land, and I get all excited. I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to take a picture, or I want to film it. And it's almost like they know, okay, never mind that I'm moving the air around, trying to whip out my camera or whatever. The point of the matter is that they kind of know on instinct, and then all of a sudden they disappear, you know? It's pretty wild. But if you even look at the water right here, it's very mysterious. So I feel like where you're headed, you might not even really know a lot. And I feel like part of the reason why you don't know where you're headed, or where you're going, or where your happiness is because you haven't really quite defined it. So if we haven't like hammered out, this is what I want, there's no way to really develop a strategy or a plan or an angle, or think about what resources you can bring in order to attain that thing, or like what steps you need to do, or what skills you need to even hone to be able to attain it, whatever the deal is, right? a lot of whatevers here. So I'm going to say that this is a water of whatevers, and you've had your back to it maybe for a long time, you know, trying to kind of stay or fall in line and things like that, but that's just not going to do it for you anymore. And so you're willing to take a calculated risk. At this point, it is a risk because you're leaving a situation where you were really well established. You developed a lot of, you gave your heart, basically. I mean, that's a lot of giving that you did in hopes that you would be happy, everybody else would be happy, and it would be your fulfillment, but it has not been. So also, I think the lifespan of the dragonflies, the last time I read, about like 3 to 4 months. And so you could be in a period of transition, like in 3 months, things will look different from now. But in 6 months, you're going to be like, what? Like, I'm actually on my way. Whatever that way is, whatever your 9th cup is, that gives you, I heard, you know, gratification, happiness, glory, excitement. And I don't mean it in the narcissistic way. I mean it in the, maybe you get to teach children, you know, how to, I don't know, how to draw, paint, communicate, or maybe you're leaving a job and you have something different coming towards you that you never thought you would be the right fit for. So any of those things, but it's something that makes your heart sing, that when you wake up, you get excited about, something that really you can't stop talking about. So I think from 3 months, from whenever it is you're watching, because this is timeless, it's going to be like, wow, okay, I feel a little bit more like I kind of, I don't know exactly what, but I feel like I have firmer footing and I'm headed somewhere, and I feel a lot better than currently, because, you know, this is a sad place to be in. So you have that hope, but, you know, if you can hang on for 6 months from the time that you decide to leave the situation, you're going to see major transformation. You're going to get in touch with your intuition even more. I'm even seeing this as like a little flag, like 2 flags. You could even see people from the other side, or things that you're leaving behind, throw up like 2 white flags, like, okay, come back. I realize that, you know, you left the company and I really want you back. And is there any way we can entice you? We'll change things. Or it could be like, you know, a friend, a lover, whatever, that they're saying the same thing. So you're going to have to use your judgment and your intuition here. Bottom of the deck, I just flipped this baby out and I have sword. Make the change. Maybe some of you guys, obviously, are looking at changing your appearance, changing your hair. Yeah, I think changing something that's going to help you to feel like a new person. If, you know, I've had the same hairstyle for how long? Like 25 years, 20 years, I don't know, a long time. But this would be like changing your hairstyle, getting extensions, or, you know, the reverse of that, doing away with that. Like, I don't know your life, but that would be it. This is about, you know, even eating differently, a new diet, new clothing. Maybe you decide you're going to go with linen from now on, or only cotton, and you're not going to wear anything else. And you're taking a more natural approach. So what else? Voyage. You already have all the answers, and you have the map. And I love how this person is so, I feel like even protected with this top. I'm feeling like, okay, I'm divinely protected. You are definitely connected. You could be native, or feel an affinity to that culture. And even reading a map, I mean, some of you guys could be like, I can't even read a real map, but I feel like your inner compass is a message that you are heading in the right direction. You may not know the exact destination just yet. You may have a couple of different stops, like when people take cruises and they stop at different ports for a period of time and then move on from there. You may not know what that looks like, but you're going to be gleaning and learning things at each port, for lack of a better way of saying it. So each stepping stone, each, you know, voyage, each movement forward is going to give you something that you can build upon. Yeah, with confidence. Even this young lady, she's got her knees drawn to her chest. It feels very self-protective. She feels very young. And this could be, you know, doesn't matter what age you are. If you've never been on your own, or if you've never made your own decisions, or if you never made a move without people's approvals, all of that. Or if somebody else usually plans trips for you, or whatever the case may be, there's going to be a lot of first times for you. This is the first time I drove to the beach by myself. This is the first time I went camping by myself. This is the first time that I planned a trip by myself. And this is the first time I decide on the destination, and so on and so forth. Now with the sword right here on her bag, I feel like, you know, you haven't had a lot of clarity, but also you have not been able to speak a lot of your truth, and you have not had a lot of truth spoken to you. And I do feel like that's changing. So make sure that you don't carry that as baggage, kind of like, well, nobody ever tells me the truth, or people don't speak directly to me. It's all in code that I have to decipher, because those are old tapes that are playing in your mind. That was things that you have left behind. And we want to be sure that whatever we are manifesting moving forward, we're utilizing like positive affirmations, and even speaking, you know, like, yeah, positive affirmations, and working with the universe to manifest that which is what you do want. And you could, in this instance, say, you know, I'm so happy because everyone I encounter speaks to me clearly and is straightforward. Their intentions are clear. I don't have to second guess at all. And that gives me great comfort and joy. Flower, be honest with yourself. How cute is this? I love this little image. So the number 17, yeah, so be honest with yourself. So this is about even how you speak. Have you been clear in your speech? Have you been straightforward? Have you been open and honest? And I feel like, you know, and I get it. I feel like you have not been. And the reason why is that you're trying to placate both camps, and you haven't really let the camps know about each other necessarily, or this camp doesn't really know about the new camp, whatever that looks like in your life. Pile number 3. And pile number 3, if you are liking this kind of reading, or you resonate, please do give me a like, share, comment, subscribe, and or leave me a message on what you would like to see in the future. I would really appreciate your support. So I'm going to say that, you know, this is a lot about not only being silent, but not challenging the status quo, not wanting to rock the boat, things like that. And that's another way that we could really be murky in our communication. It's like, I really struggle with like speaking my truth personally, and like saying nothing is the same as like agreeing sometimes. And, you know, I have an extreme example in my head. I'm not going to share it because it's like, wow, come on now. But I'm going to say, you know, that if everybody's like, oh my gosh, you know, this is the healthiest thing that I've ever had, and it will build your immune system and this and that, but you look at it and you know that the ingredients together, the health benefits are like the last ingredient list, and they have all sorts of fillers and stuff, but you don't say anything. You allow them, you're quiet to keep the peace. You make peace to keep peace, or is it the opposite? I always get that backwards. But I feel like that is no longer going to be the case. So know that from now on, speaking from your gut is going to be really important, and be intentional, because they have all these like yellows. This is like what you really desire, what you really want. And I feel like that's going to help you to grow and flourish. I feel like you're going to be able to let your hair down. This is like very confined, restricted. And then here she's kind of like, well, I said something, oops. But yeah. It's almost like maybe I shouldn't have said this. Bottom of the deck is mural. Be your own first priority. And I feel like a lot of you guys could be getting razzed for this, for like, oh, this is so selfish, or this is, you know, you need to do this, or you need to do that. But look at, it's like you're building sandcastles, mural. And right here, it almost seems like it's the root of that castle. And it's like, whatever it is that you're building, you're getting to the root of it. You're getting to the foundation of it. This is more than just, you know, putting up a pretty mural or a facade. You're digging deep and finding out what helps you grow, what helps you thrive, what really nourishes you. You know, if you're somebody that is needing words of affirmation and you never got it before, or you got the opposite of that, I feel like you're going to start saying, hey, I really need that encouragement. I know I don't look like it, but I need words of affirmation. I need to hear that, even if you don't believe in the same, that you even encourage me. I just need that in my life. Yeah, with the blue tights, that's in the blue hair. I definitely feel like speaking your truth is going to be very important, especially here with her, you know, hiding her mouth. It's like, yeah, I just don't speak because people will judge, or I get backlash, or whatever. So those are things that you are overcoming. Let's see what else we have for you. I mixed up your reading. I did these before in the other two. So show me where we are leaving. What are we leaving? What situation are we leaving? For pile 3, Nas. Feel loved and proud. Yeah, I feel like you're leaving a tangled mess. This is like, even our hands are kind of like, there's a lot of webbing, a lot of intricacies, a lot of bobbing and weaving. This almost looks like a water vessel that's already submerged in water. And it feels like everything that was in your emotional bank, was very tangled, very murky, very much not clear, very much like I want to make other people happy, or contingent upon, hey, are you happy? Do you approve of me? Is that okay? Oh, okay. Well, then I'm okay too. Yeah, that's what I want. Otherwise, we change our minds, or we shame ourselves, or whatever the case may be. That could be a situation that you are currently leaving. What else? Effervescence, cultivate love. Yeah, I think that you are really, with all of the white that she's wearing, again, I feel like you are in touch with your spirituality, or getting even more in touch. I feel like you're starting to really purge things, because this is like a dark, murky green. And I think that you're getting rid of things that make you not feel loved, that things that maybe even you did, or you agreed with by being nonverbal, by not speaking out and things like that. You're not doing that anymore. And you're headed towards things that make you feel whole, make you feel loved and encouraged, but also I feel like you're extending that to other people. I feel like authenticity is what it is. It's not about like the material things in life. I feel like you're seeking that which is authentic, and that which gives you joy, once again, helps you grow, that 9th cup for you. And good for you. And I feel like you're going to see a lot of transformations, even these little things growing by the back. I feel like you're going to be in some way kind of honored, upheld, or acknowledged for all the hardship that you have undergone, and the transformation that you have undergone as well, that you are currently going through, and things like that. So cultivate love. What else do we need to see for pile number 3, please? Pile number 3, what do we need to see? Oh, hi. Okay. Let's get these cards out. It's a Knight of Wands. There could be a lot of in and out energy from the past. There could have been gossip. There could have been, yeah, and it was on the side. So maybe you participated in that, or like shamed other people that decided to leave or whatever. Yeah, but 6 of Swords is leaving like a very tumultuous situation and taking a risk, taking a leap of faith and doing what it is that makes you feel secure. And people could be shocked by this, by the way. They could be shocked by you in many different ways. Okay, let's pull out some of these. Takes a lot of courage. For pile number 3, what do we have for thee? 5. I cannot stand myself is your trigger statement with revive. True statement, I am aligned. Go within and allow everything that is not resonant to be purged so you can come from your heart, your seat of power. Yes, this is a really powerful card. Let's get rid of that. This is like authenticity. This is what you are meant to be, who you are meant to be, and what you're meant to do. Align yourself with everything that is your most authentic self, and I think that things will fall into place for you. Wow. Okay. All these are green. Look at that. Acceptance. I cannot trust anyone. That's a trigger statement. And calming. True statement. Everyone deserves my love. I open my heart to heal and release. I open myself to the peace of divine love and grace. And yeah, this does not mean that you open yourself up to be a punching bag, by the way. If that is your situation and you're coming across people that are combative or takers only and things like that, that's not what we're talking about here. Okay. Trigger statement. What do they have that I don't? With pink pepper. I didn't even know there was a thing as pink pepper. Interesting. True statement. We all are special. Allow your inner critic to be silenced as you find the perfection in yourself and those around you. Yeah, I feel like this pile 3, I feel like you were highly criticized, and even currently still highly criticized as you move on, as you move away, as you seek your 9th cup. That's true down back to them. You do you. Absolutely. Yeah, liberated. What happens next? Trigger statement. True statement is you are adaptable. I am divinely connected. Dear soul, pile number 3, please remember that you never walk alone. There are many of us in this position at different stages in this position. So you essentially have a tribe that you quite don't know about yet. I feel like I want to take one more. I'm going to take one from this. This is not what I did for the other piles. Please don't tell them. These are, I think, letters or cards from the universe. Let's see. You will be surprised. Ask with love, and their answer may surprise you. Yet whatever their answer, be happy, and this may surprise them. Hi, it's love, and I, the universe. How cool is that? You may be surprised. Yeah, if you're coming from a deficit, from lack, from people that never understood, or are invested in not understanding you, or making you feel small, then know that this is your sign that better things are coming. As you walk away and leave things behind, you're actually opening up new doors to better, to love, to hope, to great future, to that 9th cup that you've been seeking. It is here for you. And like this card says, you just have to ask. Pile number 3, if you resonate with this reading, do give me a like, share, comment, subscribe. And until next time, I wish you much healing and much love. Namaste.